Now to a stunning revelation in a new book by the younger sister of actress Natalie Wood. Her 1981 death has been one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries, especially after that case was reopened in 2011. Well, now her sister is sharing her story with some explosive accusations.
Well, we wanted to do an update on Saturday Pre-Flight here. This is not going to be our normal episode, if you're seeing this on another day. Basically, this past Friday, we had an episode where we're talking about the movie Brainstorm with Christopher Walken, Natalie Wood, and we discussed a little bit into the death of Natalie Wood, which is basically now listed. It's pretty much it's an investigation. It's up, that her death is being deemed not accidental anymore. And the reason we're doing this update is because recently, and you saw at the beginning of the title run on this video, is that the younger sister of Natalie Wood has come out with a new book called Little Sister, My Investigation into the Mysterious Death of Natalie Wood. And it opens up to what could be now portrayed, because we also have an HBO special, an HBO documentary that it's going to add into this. Now, is some of the things from the book going to be in this documentary? I'm not certain on that. But I can tell you that basically there are a lot of questions, some possibilities of what happened to Natalie Wood, and it ties back to murder in a lot of ways. And we discussed before, she was on a boat in Catalina, and she ended up drowning. Her body was found later on. There were speculations that it was Christopher Walken or her husband, Robert Wagner. Other than that, this was a tragic death of a fantastic actress at the time. But another accusation has come out of this fold, which technically has been there, but, of course, the way Hollywood and the media works, you don't really hear these things until books like this are printed. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, take this as a grain of salt. This is not me accusing this particular actor. This is what comes from the younger sister of Natalie Wood, and that there is an accusation of an assault of a sexual nature done by the late actor Kirk Douglas.
The book confirms one of Hollywood's darkest rumors, that 16-year-old Natalie Wood was brutally assaulted by a top movie star and director more than twice her age. Lana identifies the assailant as Kirk Douglas. Douglas died last year at 103 years old. His son Michael issued a statement saying, "May they both rest in peace."
And the thing about it is, this is very shocking. This is very shocking to Hollywood, to the entire industry, that we hear something of this nature. And this allegation happened when she was in her teens. And if true, this shows you what happens, and we've heard many stories of this nature with many young actors and actresses that have been in this industry, that they've gone through sexual assaults, alcoholism, drug abuse. We've heard many tragic stories. We heard the stories of Drew Barrymore, who happens to be one that, she went through hell as a child actress. And then, of course, we heard the stories of Dana Plato, who also, her tragic death after her last interview, which was on the Howard Stern show, of her life, of what she was going through. and many others. There have been, we could go countless and on countless. And this is what it is to deal with Hollywood. And, how much poison that it is. I mean, there are, a million stories in Hollywood, and a lot of them are tragic stories. And this is why, and one of the reasons why I say to this day, if, because today we could do a lot in making filmmaking ourselves, that we should concentrate doing the stuff ourselves and leave the big boys out of it, the Hollywood elites and stuff like that out of it, because look how much heartbreak has been in this industry, how much political activism, so many things that, and this is Hollywood burning for decades. We've gone through a lot of stuff. We've gone through the Hays Code, and then I consider now we're going through Hays Code 2.0 right now. We go through all these tragic events and murders and suicides and all the these stories that has happened. I mean, you could tell back, and they've made movies of it. The Black Dahlia, the movie about George Reeves. About his death, how controversial his death, and then of course the star of Hogan's Heroes, Crane, who basically also a freaking mysterious death, murder, whatever you want to call it at this point. Hollywood is a toxic environment, and and we're doing a video about how there are studios now that are being built outside the Hollywood industry. And this is a good, and I've said this in many videos before. Hollywood is coming eastward, and not Hollywood itself, a new type of Hollywood. Because basically there are a lot of companies out there, a lot of small companies, a lot of small groups that are tired of the Hollywood state itself, just literally Hollywood itself. It is a very tragic, dark place to be in, and we need to walk away from that. And we see it in their movies today, and the TV series, what they're putting out, the political agendas and everything like that. And for now, years later, that we're hearing these allegations, that we're hearing more that possibly Robert Wagner may have killed his wife, whether it was an accident or not. Basically, he tried to hide the evidence by throwing her overboard. And if that is true, he has to be held accountable for it. The investigation is still open. Actually, it's been reopened. If you've seen my pre-flight episode, it has been reopened in the 2000 era, and of course there is no statute of limitations on murder. So this will go as long as it goes. As far as we know, since this video has been made, no one on the Douglas family has said any comment to the media on this. And also, the Robert Wagner has not commented on this either. So thank you for tuning in for this just brief video on this. Don't forget, we'll be back on December 3rd, Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, on your local social media platforms, YouTube, BitChute, and Odyssey. And also, just a little bit ahead, have yourself a happy and safe Thanksgiving to you and your families out there. So until next time on Saturday Pre-Flight, be sure to have your boarding passes ready so we can take another trip back to the classics on another edition of Saturday Pre-Flight, and we'll see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.